Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is literally around the corner. It's less than a week away and I am insanely excited. We've got so many amazing reveal trailers so far, cinematics, tournaments, treehouses, events, Nintendo Directs, and more, but one thing we didn't get during this hype cycle was a 50-fact extravaganza. I know the only time we ever got one was for Smash Wii U and 3DS, but I really enjoyed it and figure, why not just do my own? So I've organized everything into categories with all the short and sweet stuff up first, and then as we get towards the middle and the end of the list, I'm gonna start getting a lot more in depth about everything. I have no clue how long this video is going to be, but I'm gonna try my best to keep it under 20 minutes, so without any further stalling or rambling, I present to you 50 things I love about Smash Ultimate, aka the
50-fact extravaganza!
Everyone is returning, and that's absolutely amazing. A while back I made a video saying certain characters like ice climbers would never return, but I'm so happy to be wrong, and I'm even happier that they finally figured out how to kill the ice climber infinite grab. A healthy list of newcomers. There are actually 17 characters total that weren't playable in Smash 4, 7 completely brand new unique fighters, and 4 awesome new Echo fighters. Currently, there's a grand total of 77 playable characters in this game, if you count Pokemon Trainer as 3 characters and the Mii Fighters as 3. We even have 5 DLC characters on the way. This roster is so massive and so ridiculous, if you saw a picture of this a year ago, you'd probably think it was a really badly done fake. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is probably the biggest gaming crossover in history. Maybe not just in gaming, but just in anything ever. I mean, think about it. If you go deeper than just the playable fighters and you think about all the music and spirits and items and everything else, this might literally be the biggest crossover of anything in media ever. I love that the starting roster is the Smash 64 Original 8. Despite how massive this game actually is, you start from the humble beginning, which I think is a great little touch. Samus can now charge her beam in the air. There's a good chance you've forgotten about this by now, and I wouldn't blame you because we've gotten so much awesome information about this game, but I've literally been asking for this since 1999. It's been 19 years and now Samus can finally charge her beam in the air. Dr. Mario was pretty much a Mario clone in Smash 4, but he's not listed as an Echo Fighter in Smash Ultimate, so I'm really excited to try him out and see how different he is. We've already seen that he has a brand new Meteor Smash, so that's good enough for me. Ryu and Ken will always face towards their opponents now, which will help reduce accidental command inputs. I love this. I can't even tell you the number of times I've tried to do an EX Hadoken and then got a Tatsumaki. I love that Ivysaur and Squirtle are back, and I love that there's no fatigue, so you could basically just still main Charizard if you were a Smash 4 Charizard main. And I love that you can swap Pokemon mid-air and it's so much faster now. In Brawl, you could only swap out while on the ground, so your active Pokemon would start to get weaker over time, but you can't exactly take a moment to do a laggy Pokemon switch on the ground, so you either do it and then get punished, or your fatigued Pokemon dies and then automatically switches out before you ever get a chance to do the switch yourself. So I love these new changes, I love that there's no fatigue, I love how you can switch in the air, it's so much faster now, and also, female Pokemon Trainer. She is just so adorable, I can't wait to play as her. Certain characters now have special displays that are always on their character portraits. You can see Cloud's limit meter, Inkling's ink levels, and the ones that I think are really cool, Robin's Levin Sword and Tomes, and Isabelle and Villager's pocket ability. It's just another little quality of life feature that I really like. Another awesome new feature I love is Shulk's new Monado art selection. By holding the special button, you can then just point the control stick towards the art that you want. It's so much easier to understand and way faster to switch between them. Wolf's neutral special blaster is so much faster now and it actually looks like it could be useful. He looks a lot more polished and unique than Brawl instead of just being a rushed mashup of other characters, and I can't wait to try him out. He's one of my favorite video game villains. Ganondorf finally gets to use his sword for his smash attacks, another thing I've been waiting years for, and man does it ever look awesome. Just like Villager, Inkling gets 8 complete unique skins instead of just different color palettes, and each one has a different ink color. I love all the little extra effort they put into things like that. Final Smashes are all now one-button supers. Instead of worrying about controlling super fast characters like Sonic or Wario, you either activate it and let it go, or you have to get the hit confirm on an enemy. But once you hit the button, the game basically does everything else for you. Certain Final Smashes like Pit and Zero Suit Samus require a bit of aim, but still nothing too difficult. It might be slightly more boring this way since all you have to do is press one button, but it's going to make them a lot more fast-paced and overall a lot more balanced. In previous games, a lot of the characters had Final Smashes that you really had to control and aim, so if you just never really played with that character or with Final Smashes on, or you just kind of sucked at using the whole thing, you might not even get a kill out of it. Now in Smash Ultimate, you're pretty much always guaranteed to get some value out of your Final Smash, and that's awesome. Decimal percentages. It's not that big of a deal, but they've always kind of been hidden in the background there, so now it's cool to see exactly how much damage each attack can do. In a 1v1 battle, if somebody lands a super powerful attack, the screen kind of zooms in and does the slow-mo thing, and it just looks so cool and adds a lot more flair to a 1v1 battle. The new Directional Air Dodge that doesn't put you into Special Fall. It's super laggy in the air, which will make edge guarding a lot more fun and effective, but by controlling the direction, you might be able to keep it unpredictable and a good defensive option. We'll have to see. Wave dashing on the ground looks like it might have some utility, but it might also be a little bit too laggy, so we'll have to see about that. But wave landing onto a platform looks like it could be used as an escape or retreat tool. Rolls and dodges got laggier and have less invincibility the more that you use them. So, say goodbye to those annoying online players who just constantly roll around and smash attack. The Instant Short Hop Aerial. I think this addition is great for both competitive and casual players. It can be really difficult trying to teach a casual friend how to just short hop, let alone short hop and then do an aerial, so this is just awesome. However, I have heard it makes doing certain things like full hop instant aerial difficult because the game thinks you're trying to do an instant short hop aerial, but it's not really that big of a deal. As old techniques die out, new ones will be discovered. The brand new Perfect Shield. Instead of shielding right as the move connects, now you have to release your shield as it connects. While it may seem a little less technical and favored towards the defender, now it's actually a bit more balanced in my opinion. For example, think of a jab combo. With the old Perfect Shield, even if you timed the first jab correctly, there were still 2 more jabs coming that you either had to roll out of the way for or punish with a faster move. And if you don't time the Perfect Shield right on the first jab, well then you're just getting hit by everything anyways. With the new Perfect Shield, you can just block the first few jabs like normal, and if you get the correct timing on the final hit, then you're rewarded with an opportunity to punish. In my opinion, the new Perfect Shield mechanic does a better job of encouraging players to learn the timing and take those risks in order to be rewarded. Every stage now has a battlefield form and not just a final destination form. It's perfect if you want to play a bit more seriously and competitively while still changing up the music and scenery. Every single stage is unlocked from the beginning. That's a total of 103 stages to play on, with even more coming in the future. Stage hazards can be turned off, everything from stage bosses to even the small things like wispy wood blowing wind. Whenever someone gets close to the stage boundaries, a little display appears in the corner showing exactly how close you are to the boundaries. When I first saw this feature, I wasn't really the biggest fan, but I think it might actually be really useful in teams matches or free-for-alls when things get a little bit too hectic. It's also going to be helpful when learning the different stage heights and distances, and if you're not really a fan, you can always make it smaller or turn it off completely, which is awesome. 28 hours of music! I don't think every song is unlocked from the beginning, but holy crap, that's a lot of music. And now you can even make playlists and listen to the Smash soundtrack on your Switch like it's your phone, and I'm sure people are thinking, is anyone going to actually do that? The answer is yes. I did that with Smash 3DS, and it's going to be even better this time around. Also, songs are no longer locked to specific stages, so for example, you can listen to any Legend of Zelda song on any Legend of Zelda stage. All amiibo can be used, and the new characters are getting amiibo too. As a collector, I love that they're also getting amiibos, but being able to make your amiibo fight each other means item farming, music, maybe spirits, and more. I'll definitely be figuring that all out and doing a video on the fastest and easiest way to unlock everything. The new challenge pages have a comic book style to them, which I really love. As a completionist, I'm going to have a ton of fun completing the pages and seeing what's behind every single panel. The new intro sequence before every fight is just too cool. There's been tournaments in the past where they have these little cinematics or intros for the players before the big matches, but now the game has its own hype little intro, which I absolutely love. Final Smash meters are so cool. When I'm enjoying some casual Smash with the family, occasionally we like to turn Final Smashes on. But because the Smash Ball is an item, there's always a chance that the same person will get it every time it appears, and because a lot of them were super powerful in previous games, you're pretty much guaranteed at least one KO and a decent advantage afterwards. Playing with Final Smash meters gives everyone a chance to use their signature move at a reduced power level, adding a ton of excitement to the game without having completely broken, game-swinging super moves. Stage Morph. This is an amazing quality of life feature that I never even thought about, and I think it's going to be a ton of fun when I'm just playing casually with family or with friends. Squad Strike is basically like crew battles at tournaments, which is a ton of fun. It's kind of similar to a made-up game mode my friends and I used to play, where each person would start from a different corner of the roster, and you had to win with each character in order to move on. It's kind of like Squad Strike, but it's also sort of like the next game mode and next thing I love about Smash Ultimate, which is Smashdown. Each character can only be played once. A fun little way to get some experience with a wide variety of characters. I get bored playing the same character over and over again, so these modes look like a ton of fun to me. Sudden Death mode now has the camera zooming in at a pretty quick pace, forcing the fighters to finish the match once and for all. I love this new sudden death mode because having someone camp you out until a random bomb spawned right on your character was the worst thing ever. Training mode is actually a training mode now. You can measure specific ranges and distances, and you can even see the knockback trajectory at different percents. There's probably a ton more features we haven't even seen yet, so I'm super excited to check it out. I thought Spirits looked really fun and was going to be the main adventure mode in the game, but now that I know it isn't the main adventure mode, I think I like it even more. At first I thought it was kind of cheesy since you weren't actually fighting characters from other games, you just kind of imagine that you're fighting those characters, but I've seen a lot of the review copy footage that's come out, and this mode kind of looks like a combination of event mode and custom moves, which makes me not as disappointed that they've been excluded from Ultimate, and it also looks inspired by Brawl's sticker system from the Subspace Emissary. I have no clue how valuable it's going to be to train and upgrade your spirits, or if it's going to be worth feeding them to your amiibo, but I love mobile games, so I'm more than willing to grind something Smash related and figure out the most efficient way to do everything. Online Elite Smash. It's basically For Glory, but now your global Smash power actually means something. You can only play Elite Smash if your GSP is high enough, and matchmaking is actually based on it. That means you won't really get matched against drooling noobs that just roll around constantly, even though rolling is nerfed, and you'll have less games where you're matched against someone who completely stomps on you. What makes this mode even better is that this will be the mode that Sakurai and the team will be watching in order to make balance changes. Now obviously Elite Smash won't only have tournament level competitive players, but it will be full of people who at least care about the competitive head-to-head 1v1 no items style of gameplay. And trust me, you don't have to be someone who goes to tournaments to appreciate a hazard-free 1v1 fighting game. Smash tags are a cool little way to keep a history of all the people you've beaten, and you can keep score with the people on your friends list. And personally, I find it cool when you run into the same random stranger online more than once, so this is a good way to keep track of that. You can sell your tags for in-game gold, which is basically just used to buy spirits and songs, but you can get those a ton of other ways, and you can also get in-game gold a ton of other ways, so I'll definitely be keeping my Smash tags. Now you can play other modes or just straight up practice while searching for an online match. This is always a good feature in fighting games, and they had a similar version before with the sandbag, but now you can go into a variety of modes, maybe check on your spirits, go into training mode, etc. It probably won't take too long to find a match, but who knows, maybe you're playing at a time when there's not too many people online, maybe you're playing from a region where barely anyone has the game. It's unlikely you'll have to wait that long for a Smash Brothers match in any case, but we'll see. Maybe the matchmaking system for Elite Smash is much more sophisticated than I assume it's going to be, and finding a match at certain skill levels could take a while. Who knows? The Battle Arena. This is absolutely perfect for people like me who want to stream and play against their viewers. Now the game has its own lineup that manages itself, and you can set the rules beforehand so you don't end up with random items or crazy stage hazards if one of your opponents had those settings on the last time they played. And there's even a spot for people to spectate. It's just perfect. The World of Light trailer. Before I even talk about the game mode, let me just say that this cinematic was ridiculous. All of the cinematics for this game so far have been amazing, but this one was just insanity. Everyone dies. Literally everyone gets obliterated except for Kirby. And there's so many cool little bits in here that you start to notice the more you rewatch, like how Link actually blocks a few of the beams with his Hylian shield before losing his balance and getting smoked. I've seen some people online be like, how did the goddess of light get obliterated by light, but Link can block them with a metal shield? Excuse me? Do you know how strong the Hylian shield is? This thing easily protects Link against giant flaming boulders raining down from Death Mountain. According to the Zelda wiki, this thing can protect against fire, electricity, and curse attacks. It's a shield that can block metaphysical curses. Of course it's gonna block a couple of laser beams. And speaking of Palutena, when she got hit, Pit and Dark Pit lost their ability to fly since it's granted to them by the grace of Lady Palutena, which I also thought was pretty neat. Another thing was that you'd think a character like Sonic could just outrun everything and be completely fine, but he actually slows down to try and grab Pikachu, and then they both get obliterated. And then there's just a bunch of hilarious ones. I know this was supposed to be an extremely epic and dramatic cutscene, but some of these characters are just so helpless and clueless, it's amazing. Like Falcon trying to jump into his machine all Dukes of Hazzard style, or the duck trying with all his might to escape but the dog's just too heavy, or Villager just running around in circles and accepting his death. And then you got some of the expected ones, like the Inklings hiding in their ink or Snake hiding in his box, but it was still really amusing to see. The last thing I wanted to mention that I really loved about this trailer is how Shulk had a vision of everything happening, but he didn't use Shield Monado or do anything to save anyone. Nothing has been confirmed by the developers, but people have speculated that the reason why Shulk didn't use Shield Monado or save everyone is because he actually used Speed Monado on Kirby, because in his vision he also saw the outcome where Kirby makes it out alive and is going to be able to bring everyone back. Even though it's just a theory, the whole thing absolutely blew my mind. Oh, and one more thing. This song is incredible. It gives me a wholesome Super Mario Odyssey vibe, and I can't wait to play this game mode. There's not really all that much we know about the World of Light game mode, and I'm not gonna dig for footage of people going against the review embargo or posting stuff with pirated copies, but from what I've seen so far, it looks like a lot of fun. It kind of reminds me of the event modes from previous games mixed with the subspace emissary fights, but I'm sure there's a lot more to it which I'll discover soon enough. I love the overworld designs and how they're themed after different video game universes, and I can't wait to play through this whole mode and learn more about the story behind it. I think a lot of people were expecting to see the Inklings join Smash Bros. Since it's basically Nintendo's newest and most popular franchise, but I'm actually happily surprised at how good they look. Not good as in like overpowered good, but good as in the Inklings just translate over so well into Smash Bros. And Sakurai and the team did a fantastic job incorporating a bunch of different Splatoon weapons into the moveset, along with the absolutely mandatory ink mechanic. This reveal was absolutely huge, and the cinematic they prepared for it was so ominous and so eerie, it was just perfect. Ridley is one of those characters that fans have asked for since Melee, and Sakurai has actually gone out of his way to say that Ridley is just too big and wouldn't really fit. So to have Ridley revealed in such an epic and brutal fashion was kinda just like a huge feeling of, oh my god, anything can happen this time around. And holy crap, they really came through on that aspect now that we know all of the new characters. And I'm sure we're still gonna get our minds blown even more when the DLC starts dropping. I was actually kind of surprised that Ken never ended up being DLC for Smash 4. So I think a lot of people, including myself, felt like he was 100% confirmed to be a Ryu clone in the next Smash game. Lo and behold, we got him. But they really did him justice and made him stand out from Ryu in a way that really seems Street Fighter-esque. Ryu is based on Street Fighter 4, and Ken is based on Street Fighter 2, despite still having the focus attack. They've gone through the effort to give him unique kicks like in Street Fighter, and they've added that fiery Ken flair to a couple of the other moves. I'm definitely excited to try both Ken and Ryu in Ultimate, and I think they're going to be really fun in stamina battles with Final Smash meters on. It's basically like playing Street Fighter in Smash Bros., even with Supers and Ultras. Animal Crossing is one of those franchises that I never expected would get another playable character. And what surprised me even more is that Isabelle is not an Echo fighter whatsoever. And don't get me wrong, I think that's awesome. The more unique fighters, the merrier. I really like her moveset, I think it looks a lot of fun and it's really interesting, and I'm excited to see how different she is from Villager. Unlike Animal Crossing, the Donkey Kong franchise is one that I thought would get another character last time. For a while now, people have been asking to see King K. Rool or Dixie Kong, and I'm so happy we got the villain. His moveset is just full of nostalgia, and if this clip is any indication, the King K. Rool highlight reels are gonna be ridiculous. This dude taunts by default whenever he lands an attack, that's just hilarious. But of course you can easily cancel the animation and keep fighting. I just think that's awesome. I don't usually play the heavy characters, but I love Charizard, and Incineroar looks like a lot of fun, so I'm definitely gonna give him a try. Castlevania is one of those franchises that I never thought would have playable characters in Smash whatsoever. The whole theme of this series just seemed too mature to put into a crazy colorful party fighter like Smash. But then I also thought the same thing about Metal Gear Solid, Final Fantasy, and maybe even Street Fighter. But to be completely honest, I've never been more happy to be wrong. All of these characters work so well in Smash, and even though I'm not familiar with the Castlevania series, I love what they did with Simon and Richter, and I'm actually really looking forward to learning how to use them. I love all the projectiles combined with the really strong physical attacks and combo potential, so we'll have to see what they can do. Oh my god, I cannot explain to you how amazing this trailer was for me. Every time a new character has been shown for this game, I'm thinking, they look really fun and I can't wait to try them out, but they don't really look like a character that I would end up sticking with and maining. And then we get Piranha Plant, the perfect joke character for a Mario fanboy like me. I grew up on Nintendo games, starting in the late 90s, so that means the past 20 years of my life basically revolved around Mario, Zelda, Pokemon, and Kirby. I love seeing obscure characters like Petey Piranha, King Boo, and even Toadette in some of the Mario spin-off games, so Piranha Plant in Smash? Oh my god, sign me up! I've seen some posts online where people are like, oh, you only like Piranha Plant because he's a joke and he's the closest thing to Waluigi that you're gonna get. And you know what? I 100% agree and admit to that without any shame whatsoever. Piranha Plant is absolutely my replacement Waluigi, and I can't wait to find all the haters on Elite Smash and stomp on them. And that's my own personal Super Smash Bros. Ultimate 50 fact extravaganza. I know some of them towards the beginning were kind of like multiple points that could have just been combined into one, but then towards the end I combined a lot of things into 1 point just to not go over the 50, so I feel like the balance is restored. On a scale of 1 to 50, let me know how hyped you are for Smash Ultimate in the comments below, and by the way, I'm going to be streaming after midnight Eastern time on December 7th as soon as Smash Ultimate downloads onto my Switch. So if you're interested in checking out the live stream, all the links are in the video description below. I'm going to be uploading a few more videos this week and tons more after Ultimate comes out, so subscribe for more and click that notification bell. As always, thanks for watching and happy smashing.